Hey, what's up, everybody? Obviously, I'm not in my normal office. I'm actually in Salem, Massachusetts, kicking off October and the start of spooky season, but also the start of Cybersecurity Awareness Month. So I wanted to make sure I got a video in today. We're going to be doing 31 days of content again, just like last year. So if you haven't seen last year's content, check out the YouTube channel. MSP Culture is the name of it. Should be put together in a playlist. You can check out all kinds of things from last year. But this year, I wanted to put together some maybe on-theme content since we're in kind of a cool location for at least the next few days. So let's talk about the first topic of Cybersecurity Awareness Month, and we'll call it threat hunting. In Salem, they're famous for the witch trials in which they were definitely hunting for what they perceived as threats. Over the next few days, we'll talk about a handful of things kind of related to that in the cybersecurity world. But for today, let's just talk about what threat hunting is. Threat hunting in the context of cybersecurity is when you're proactively looking around an environment for the bad guys that may or may not be there. A lot of times you'll have good tooling in place, you'll have detections in place, and you'll feel secure, but it's always good to just take a look around. And there's a lot of different ways to go about threat hunting. One of my personal favorites is a TTP-based threat hunt. Or, you can look up a specific adversary if you have some good threat intelligence around someone who might be snooping in your environment or targeting your environment. And you would just want to look for that type of activity beyond what your normal detections would have in place. This is important because, one, detections aren't perfect. Tooling isn't perfect. Maybe something happened and the tools aren't working. Maybe there's just a detection that doesn't catch something. This gives you the opportunity to be a bit more specific, a bit more pointed in what you're doing, and really spend some time digging in deep and looking for that type of activity. You can use the MITRE ATT&CK framework to pick TTPs, to do research on adversaries and figure out what you want to look for, or just pick your favorite tactic and kind of dive in and see what's happening. You can do this as a general proactive thing where you spend some time each quarter going on a threat hunt or having your team go on a threat hunt. It's a good activity to do. You can do this post-breach if you're just not sure you got the bad guy really out. You can do this if you're like me and you work for an MSSP and you are entering a new environment. Maybe it makes some sense to look around before turning on your detections because you don't want to think that something is maybe normal when really it's just a bad guy you didn't know were there. But ultimately, it should be a part of a good security program. Take some time, manually go through the environment, look for the bad guys, rotate which TTPs you're doing based on what kind of threat intelligence you have. And it's good practice for the team. It gets you engaged, so in the event you are ever dealing with a breach, you know how to use your tools to hunt for an adversary. So that's threat hunting, everybody. Happy Cybersecurity Awareness Month. Come back and we'll have more content over the next few days. Happy spooky season as well.